It is a great studio day and I am so happy to be here. It was my birthday. I am 56, so I was born in 1969 and celebrated with family and with friends. And I have more celebrations next week. I kind of stretch it out if possible. I prefer like small gatherings with a few people as opposed to one big thing. So I'm just so lucky that I get to do this. So I got some art related gifts and I want to show you what I got, and they're all really pretty wonderful in different ways. Just a few things. My husband did not get me an art related gift. He got me knee surgery recovery gifts since I have my knee replacement surgery at the end of October. So also appreciate it, But let me show you what I got. We can look at it and then let's try something because I think that's fun, right? And just so glad you're here, and yeah, happy to be here. So lots of stuff going on the desk. Let's start with these. This was just so phenomenal. I got 2 sets of the special edition Caran d'Ache Neocolor IIs, and it's amazing. I'm just so happy that this was a gift from Mojo's Records. For those that have followed along, you know that I do the small animal paintings for their vending machine, and so this was the gift to me, and it's really nice. So it's 2 sets. One is the portrait set, and let's see, this is the portrait set. I've already swatched them. I'll show you the bigger swatches. And then this one is the pop set. So this is the pop set. So portrait, which is really nice. It's such a mix of colors and just really perfect for drawing people, which is, you know, something I want to practice. And then the pop set is just really fun, and also how I paint landscapes. So this is sort of perfect, I think. This is the swatch. I put it in my, this is my color notebook and where all of the swatches live, which is really fun because then they're all in one place. This is the pop side right here. And I did the color and then I did it with the water because Neocolor IIs are water soluble. So to see what it looks like, these are great. This red is fantastic. I can tell you it is, it says here, light cadmium red. Yeah, it's great. It is great. It also makes me think I might want that in acrylic paint, but the whole other deal. And then this is the portrait set, and just such great tones and just really versatile, I think. This, of course, is really hard to see. This is white, and this is sort of a lemon yellow. What color is it exactly? Light peony yellow is the color, and it is, on yellow, this is yellow paper, so kind of hard to see. A cream colored paper, a little hard to see, but I'm so pleased. Anyway, it's just such a gift. It's something I've wanted, but you know how you have a cart and you haven't quite pushed go? These both have been sitting in my cart, and even more fun to get them locally and as a gift. It's just really, really pretty wonderful. So I got those, which we'll use later. We'll use these a little later. And then my daughter got me this book. She happened to be in Canada, and she was at a used bookstore, an independent used bookstore, and there was this book. It's How to Draw Animals by Jack Hamm. You can get this used on thrift books. I looked, that's the US used books kind of clearinghouse. I'm not sure where that would be in the UK or out in the rest of the world, but in the US, you can still buy this book used. It's not published anymore. It was published in, this was kind of fun, 1969, which I really love. And it is phenomenal. This is a book that I wish that I would have had when I was a kid, because it just shows you exactly how to draw animals and about their anatomy and the shapes. So here's how to draw a greyhound in like super basic 7 steps, which maybe we'll try. Maybe we'll try that. But it goes on to like simplifying animals, body basics. It is how to, how to do this in shapes. So every animal, everything is shapes. Everything is just shapes. So getting the basic shapes can help you draw that animal better. This is the simplified skeleton to give you an idea. Let me show you. I thought this was really fascinating. It has the feet. Look at that. Like of a deer, a cow, a camel, a dog, a lion, an elephant, obviously, a bear. Just so fun to see it broken down. And the language of the book is kind of formal. And I think of the times of, in 1969, it's kind of formal, but I really like that too. It's fun to read. I was reading it last night and just really enjoying it. I really enjoyed, this was interesting. I didn't ever really think of this. Feet, so people, of course it says man because it's old, but people, humans, and bears are plantigrades, that we're on our feet like this, but almost everything else is on its tippy toes. Like that's how it walks, is on their tippy toes. It has noses and eyes and ears. Let's see. And then how they run, how they move, what they look like when they move. And then it goes through each thing, like a basic cat, drawing a lion, simple cats. And then I think it goes to how cats are a lot like, little cats, big cats, but how they walk in the front. It has a lot of that, like how you just break it down. So here's like a lion in 7 steps. And I know, so when I was growing up, this would have been forbidden. In my art classes, it was, no, just be creative, just do your own thing. But I was so frustrated because I wasn't successful, right? I didn't understand the basic shape of something. I didn't understand how it all fits together. And so my drawings were never, they never made me happy, to be honest. And so having a book like this, I actually would I would sit down and I would work this with children. I will probably work with it with my grandson, who's 8, because if you get the basics, although, this looks very not basic, but if you start to understand, like here's the bear. I'll give you this. Here's a bear in, 5 steps, basically. And I did it because I was curious. I did it twice. I did it here just in red pencil. And then I did it quickly today in a Neocolor II, just to see if I could quickly do it. And I used this reference for this, and I used this for this. And you are just so ultimately more successful understanding the simple shapes that the animal is. Anyway, I'm just so tickled. I'm so tickled to have a book like this and to explore, there are animals I don't draw because I don't feel comfortable. A horse is a good example. I don't feel comfortable drawing a horse. I wasn't a horse girl. Were you a horse girl? Lots of people are horse girls. I was not a horse girl. And so it's intimidating to me to draw a horse because I feel like people have feelings about how a horse should look. Anyway, we will work through lots of these probably, but for today, let's see, let's just do that greyhound, right? The very first thing. We'll do this together and see how that looks. I think that'll be fun. I have one last thing that I bought recently. We just got a Daiso, is that it? The Japanese like dollar store in our region. And my daughter and I went, yeah, Daiso. And so my daughter and I went and I got this spray bottle to take with me when I'm out in the world to spray my paints. So this was not a birthday gift, but something that I just purchased, and I'm excited. I have a trip coming up. I'm going to be flying to Oregon to speak at a conference, and so this will go with me, and then I will be able to paint on the go. I'm excited about that. It's good to get the paint wet. So I do use a water pen when I paint, but spraying the paint first really loosens it up and makes it easier to work with. So nice addition. All right, so it says, in figure 1, simple lines suggesting an animal. Okay, I think it's this. It's pretty basic. And then it says, no animal has a straight backbone. When the head is held in a normal position, the spine curves down from the head to the tail. So like this. So it's got that curve, right? It says, next to consider is the rib cage area. The bulkiest part of the animal, bulkiest part of the animal, a portion of it extends beyond the front legs, which bears more weight than the rear legs do. Okay, the rib cage takes up half or more of the body proper in nearly all animals. So then you're drawing this. Okay, that might be a little too big, but it's all right. This is a first shot here. In attaching bones C and D for the legs are where the legs are added. In the side view, both the pelvic bone and the shoulder blade or scapula slant down. So this would slant down here, and this would slant down here. It says in nearly, so we attach the legs to this. Oh, interesting. So the legs, see how it's like, okay, so then down, then out, then down. Interesting. Wow. Just that, getting those legs right in position is something that's tricky because that's not how our legs operate, and it's tricky in your head, right? Then it says the far legs have been added, so a far leg is added. And it's just like right behind. And then it says, in figure 7, the main sections of the greyhound are roughly indicated in pencil. These represent the key parts which have a strong tendency to show in all animals. They're not difficult to learn. So you've got like this. Let's see what we got here. And then this is attached here. And this is attached here. It's hard in the pencil. You can see that that's tricky because it's like, well, I mean the crayon, it's not as like exacting, but that's okay. So that might look like a mess, but I bet if I color this in, it will start to look I know that you're like, does that really look like that dog? But it does. It has, you're starting to see how you're getting that shape, right? You can see that the chest is out. That's something I often miss in a dog. Let's put a little, we'll put a little eyeball in there so you can see. Right. Put a little nose in there. I got it went in the crack there. But you get an idea of how this might work. Dog is, in actuality, a dog is tricky. Let's try a lion's face. I do like it though. I love that I'm getting the basic idea. So these are the directions. This kind of breaks it way down for you. And so we'll just these 4 to get us that first steps. I'm gonna switch to this red pencil and see if that makes it easier. I think it will. So you're drawing this shape. Oh yeah, you can already kind of see. I have usually drawn tigers, not lions, but I know they're similar. So this is interesting. So the circle goes there. Any kid could learn how to do this part, which is great. I mean, that is, for me, if a small kid could do it, then we could do it, right? If you take this further, it's got where you are, that's interesting. You are taking so you have more of that shape. You add this little nose to it. This has got, so if you soften the eyes here, you're softening. In paint, this would be great because you'd start to really see, right, how this underlayer, you wouldn't see the underlayer. at all. Kind of. So this is the can really start to fill in. Get that nose in there. Oh, that's pretty fun. That just gives you this like concept of like a lion's face. That would be such a great under drawing for a painting. Let me show you the directions to give you an idea. And of course, you could get more and more and more detailed, but it's fun to know that you started with just a few lines, right? You just start with these few lines. Anyway, I'm just tickled. I'm tickled. The book is super fun. Of course, there's great sections on bears, and that just, you know, makes me so happy. It is, for those that don't know, it is Fat Bear Week, and if you Google Fat Bear Week, you'll see the bears in Alaska are competing to be the fattest bear. You want to be fat in the winter so that you can survive your hibernation, but it's exciting. It's fun anyway. And so, yeah, there's like just a whole great section on bears. And yeah, I'm delighted. It's funny, these old books, you know, would I have picked this up? Maybe not. I think I might have been like, I don't know. But I'm so glad that she did, because it's just great. It's just super fun. I'm so tickled. I am so tickled. Yeah, it's a fun little birthday art haul, and just fun to use new supplies and try things out. And, you know, it just takes practice too, right? You know, not the greatest dog, but like to start to work through the shapes. I can just see that that's gonna get even easier. My drawings will get even more realistic. Although once you have the realism, then you can work out of that. So the more you know a subject, the more confident you can be in making it not look realistic. That's part of I mean, if you think about Picasso, he was a realist. He could paint realistically, and that knowing that and having that skill is what allowed him to work out of that. He could work beyond that because he had the comfort, the confidence that he knew how to, you know, draw a dove perfectly, and yet he then could simplify that to such perfection. And I think that oftentimes we try to go the other way, try to do that very simplified thing. And at least that's what I have done. And I have realized over time that having the knowledge of being more realistic is helpful. It's really helpful. So whatever you're doing, I hope that you're enjoying it. You might want to check out those Caran d'Ache Neocolor II 50th anniversary sets. They're great. They are beautiful. I'll put links in the description, and just a really fun, it's fun to work with a limited palette like that. So you could just take one of those sets and just, that's the set that you're going to use. I just love the challenge of that. I think that's really, yeah, that's pretty great. And I'll see you next time in the studio. Thanks so much for being here.